Oh, coffee, I can't reach you.
Welcome to Stoopid Movies, where we watch them so you don't have to.
That's right. That's right. And this week we watched Megan is Missing.
You know, we're only doing it because it's getting a resurgence. We're hoping maybe people will come watch us because of it.
We're desperate for Please love us.
Love us and
validate us.
Yeah.
Megan is Missing, 2011. Not rated, 89 minutes long.
Yes.
Yep.
And where did Megan go?
Missing.
Directed by Michael Goy.
Goy?
G-O-I.
Sure.
G-O-I Joe.
An all-American hero.
And this starred Amber Perkins and Rachel Quinn. We were on a camera. Yeah. Talking to people on the other side of the camera on the internet.
That's what we do.
That's what we do. And somebody sent us a picture of who they were, but they were not them. They pretended to be somebody else, which you don't have to worry with us.
We are who
we say we are. And we decided to meet them, and that was that. It was barrels of fun. Adam, what was this movie about?
All right, so Megan is Missing is about two teenage girls.
Come back, Megan.
Megan and
Amy.
Amy. I wanted to say Amber, but that's the actress.
That's the actress who played Megan.
Megan and Amy. Two 14-year-old.
Yep.
Is what you said?
Yep.
14-year-old girls who are friends who are in the internet age, and they're chatting online, and they make friends with who they think is one guy, and it turns out to be someone dangerous who abducts them and
Internet
murders them.
predator. Yep. Before we get into that, I want to a little story time. I have been catfished because I was a stupid. You remember this, right? Back when I was like 18, she ended up not being a hot cheerleader chick. It's quite the opposite.
So can we go back to
Let's go back to the movie. Hey, it was fitting.
So, Rob, we had a bunch of barrels. We popped the top off of one, and when we looked down inside, there was some stuff in there that was just magnificent, beautiful, delicious. What was in the barrel that we liked?
That's disgusting. There's not a whole lot to this, but the story is simple, straightforward, and, I mean, this stuff happens. Internet predators are a real thing. They're everywhere.
I usually like a more complicated story than this, but this didn't need it. I mean, it's really straightforward to the point. It felt very authentic.
Yeah.
This felt like this exact thing could have happened. This exact thing probably has happened.
Yeah.
I mean, you were telling me a story about murdering girls and putting them in barrels behind your farm.
It is found footage, which I generally despise, but it works for. I would say I like the unhappy ending, but I feel gross and dirty saying that with this one. But it's effective.
I'm with you. I don't know that I would say I liked it.
Right.
But I don't know of any other way you could have ended this movie that still would have felt genuine.
I don't know. It almost felt too real. Like and if you have kids, and if you don't, that's going to make a huge difference.
I liked how tense this movie was.
Yeah.
Because for the most part, nothing happens in this movie until the end. But it's very tense while nothing is happening.
Yeah, because you know that something's going to happen.
So they tell you up front. So this isn't a spoiler. They tell you up front that both the girls die.
Yeah.
There's no surprise to that.
Well, you know that Megan is going to go missing.
Yeah.
I mean, that's before you even watch the movie.
Kind of like John dies at the end. You
Right.
know John dies at the end. Yeah. So the whole movie you're watching with this feeling of dread, knowing what's coming.
Yeah.
And you start seeing little things like the kidnappers in the background of things. And he's an omnipresent threat. The acting?
Yeah, the acting was fine. I thought they were believable enough as... I don't know how old the actresses were, but...
Older than 14, I hope.
Well, I would hope, yeah. Yeah, and then we don't ever really see the killer. Like, you'll see him in the background kind of watching, which is creepy enough on its own.
You don't know who the threat is. Which, as a parent, you don't know who the threat is.
It's horrifying.
Inside the barrel with us was the corpse of our best friend.
There you go.
All gooey and slimy, and we didn't like that. What else did we not like about this movie?
If you have kids, this is gonna feel, maybe even if you don't, but especially if you don't have kids, or if you, yes.
If you're a parent, this is going to hit you a lot harder than if you're not.
It doesn't have any blood or gore. I mean, a little bit of blood, but there's no gore.
No,
which I get. It's not really that kind of movie, but I think I want gore. The depiction of the teenagers, while some of it was believable, some of it just, I don't know if it was, but maybe that's just me because my daughter doesn't do drugs or have sex or, you know, well, I mean, as far as I know.
This is not the social bracket that we're in.
Yeah.
But I do think it was a little turned up too much.
I was going to say, yeah, the party scene. You know, the ending has a rape scene of a 14-year-old girl. That's uncomfortable. I get that it was intended to add to, I just don't like
It's
seeing
effective.
that. I don't like it. Everything in that last 20 minutes is pretty
bad.
hard to watch.
Yeah. So we snuggled down into our barrels to just kind of relax a little bit. And we thought back on this movie. What were our final thoughts?
Michael Berryman. I like him. This is not something I would typically watch, honestly. I know you've told me about it before, and I'm just like, you know, but then my daughter has to watch this. I said, okay. I personally think that it's not too extreme to where you can't show your kid. I'm one of those, is like, you know, it is just a movie. You got to make sure you tell them that. But I thought it was well enough done. I typically don't like found footage. You know, that it's kind of slow. Not much happens till 20 minutes. But I thought it was worth the payoff. You know, I mean, it's brutal. It's pretty uncomfortable. So it's.
This is where you give it a number.
I know. I've seen worse, as in, you know, uncomfortable stuff, but it works for what it is. I don't know. I'll give it a 5.5 out of 8.
I liked it for what it was. It was a good movie. It hit me significantly harder watching it as a parent than it did when I wasn't a parent.
Sure.
It's kind of like Pet Sematary. Pet Sematary hit me a lot different after I had a kid.
So when you watched this after you were a parent, was it apparent that it affected you more?
Fuck off. I liked it for what it was. It made me feel really gross at the end. You're not watching this movie to enjoy it.
No.
You're watching this movie to be disturbed. And for that, I think it's effective. I'm going to say 5 out of 8.
I'm dropping mine to a 5 then.
No, it's too late. There was some stuff in here that really, really disturbed me as a parent.
Right. Well, if you have seen Megan is Missing, let us know.
Like, everybody has seen it by this point.
Well, you think with this.
Let us know what you thought.
Yeah. Like and subscribe. Tell us below. Tell your friends about us. If you haven't, Megan will go missing again. You can follow us over on Instagram at Stoopid Movies, at Doc Scott Turner, at The Horror Puck. We're over on the Facebook.com/Stoopid Movies. And we have an email, stoopidmovies@outlook.com. If you find Megan, let us know. But we already found her, and it was
She's in a barrel.
Yeah, yeah, and she was barrel alive.
Because Thursday's your night in the barrel.